Hello and welcome to another Bodgit and Leggit video. Now look at this gorgeous piece of shiny machinery. Shiny machinery. Say that 5 times fast. This is the Hubitools Automatic Brake Bleeder HU11006. And Hubitools was very kind to send this to me, so we have to say a big thank you to him. I've been wanting one of these for a while. This is not for your average DIYer, but there is certain cars out there, especially the new modern cars, you need something like this when you're dealing with ABS pumps and stuff like that. You need something that is able to kind of give you a good kick. This can go up to 6 bar of pressure. So what we're going to do with it today, I'm going to be doing a few videos, but today we're going to be showing you how to bleed a car. I'll also be showing you with this how to do a full brake flush, and also what this is really good for is once you've done your brake lines, like I've done at the back here, you'll see on a previous video, we've replaced the brake line. We can also test that brake line under pressure to see if it's going to hold. Does it need tightening? Is it, does it not work or anything like that? So it's going to be awesome. Now, there's a few little things. It can hold up to 5 litres of fluid at the back, but you're only supposed to put no more than 80% in. And what's really good is it's got a proper filter, proper gauze, so when you put it in, no crap's going to get in there, which is obviously fantastic. We have a 12 volt power supply here, which we connect to a battery. This is our air line here. And then we obviously have this, what we put on the brake, which we are bleeding. What I like about it is, as you pull it out, you get the clear pipe, which is important, so you can see when the air bubbles stop, so you know when the system is fully bled, and obviously all your old fluid doesn't go everywhere. So there's the sexy machine. So what I'm going to do first is we have to bleed the bleeder. Now, figure that one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect it to the battery first of the car, or in this case the Jeep. And what we're going to do first is we're going to bleed the bleeder. So I'm just going to switch it on. Just going to wait. Might have to put a bit of pressure in it. Now let's get a bit of pressure in there. Just waiting for the fluid to come up through, because this way we're not pushing loads of air down first. So there we go, no more bubbles, it's coming out. So we can switch this off. We now know the machine is bled, because that's the last thing we want to be doing, is pumping out or loads of air going into the car before we even try and bleed it. So we have a universal fitting here that fits most cars. And what I'm going to do is shove it on the car now. Nice long flexible hose. Shove that down there. Oh, we've got a gauze there. Try and take this gauze out first. So just get this gauze out of the way. That will allow our brake line to go down into it. We can disconnect this, just get this on. There we go, we are now connected. Right, so what I'm going to do is just turn this all the way to 0 again, just so I know there's going to be no pressure, which there isn't. Screw it up to what you want. I want just in and around a bar. Just lock that off. Now what we can do is when we start this, it's going to be putting pressure on the system. The line that we did, which I'll show you in a second, we can test it to make sure it's not leaking. And if you've just done new brake lines, new brake connections, anything, you can actually go around, let this kind of keep pressure on the system. Now it's now on, it's just under a bar. You do need to know your system. Some cars take less, some cars need more. So just be aware of your actual system before you do this. But what we can do now is we can go and bleed. Now, before we actually bleed, you can see this is our new line here, and we can see there's no leaks in here. And if you can just see in there, there's no leaks there. This is our bleed nipple. This is what we're going to attach the next thing onto. But as we can see, there is no leaks in our new line, which is obviously brilliant. This next one might be quite difficult to see, but hopefully we should be able to get you in. So I'm just going to get the right size spanner first, which I don't have, just to make sure we're definitely right, which we are. So I can put that spanner on there. Hiya, Milo. As I put the spanner on, I'll put our brake catcher, bleeder, catcher bottle roller. Let's just get that, hook that up there. And what we're actually looking for now is we're waiting for the bubbles to stop coming out of here. So when I crack this open, there we go. Was actually hardly any. I was expecting more. So what we do, if this is really bad, oh, can you see that? Ah, you can see that. So we're essentially, if this was really black and horrible, again you can see it's really horrible and black. And all we're waiting for is all the bubbles to go. Once all the bubbles go, it's bled. I mean, that's how fast this is. If you can see that, we've got no more bubbles. No more bubbles. So what I can do is just like that. And there we go. How easy is that? And like I said, because it's kept it under pressure for us, we know our brake line is okay. The one we've put in, there's no leaks. We haven't poured brake fluid all on the floor because we've caught it. Absolutely brilliant. Let's go and do the other side. Now we're at the other side. Let me see if I can wedge this in here. Again, that's better, more light. The other good thing about this is you can do it on your own. That's another massive thing. Because when you work on your own like I do, you know, bleeding brakes and doing stuff like that can be an absolute royal pain in the arse because you're on your Todd. So what I'm going to do first is just going to crack this, put that over and do the same again. Open that up and there we go. We can see there's bubbles shooting up there. Ah, shit. Didn't get that, did I? Ah, damn it. Anyway, we saw bubbles shooting up there. And again, it's open. So I'm just waiting for no more bubbles. And I'm going to wait until it starts dripping inside there. That's a shame. I'm really gutted we missed that now. It was just bubbles coming up here. That's it. Hopefully you saw it on the other side. Now, that's it. I now know that this back brake or back brakes are both bled. Get all that into there. I now know my new line is not leaking, which is obviously important. So when the customer brakes, we know they're going to brake and they're not going to not brake. Put the little dust cover back on. And there we go. How easy is that? And again, that's still on there now. If you've done brake lines or anything like that, you can, you can check it. You can leave it on for a few minutes. You can see if there's any weeps or anything in your brake lines. If you're struggling to get brake pressure as well, and you think there's a leak somewhere, but it's very difficult to see, you can put that sort of machine onto it, and then you can go around with a torch on all your connections, and you can see where the leak is. Because it puts pressure on the pipe, if it needs to open up a pipe to actually, needs pressure to make it leak, that will make it leak by putting the pressure in it, and then you can see where your leak is and you're not basically scratching your head trying to figure out where your brakes aren't working. What we're going to do is we're now going to stop this, turn it off. We can just slacken that back for the next time we need it. We know we're not going to be putting any stupid pressure on it. Disconnect it from there. Disconnect it from there, and we're ready to go with the next one. This is awesome, and it's shiny, so it's awesome and shiny. What more do you want? Sorted. What I also really like about it, you can actually switch it off while the machine is switched on, if that makes sense. So when you switch it off and you undo the brake line here, it doesn't all spurt out at you, go everywhere and make a mess, which is brilliant. So this is it. It's an absolutely fantastic piece of kit. You're going to be seeing an awful lot more of it I am going to be showing how to do a full brake flush with this and just how easy it is. At the end of the day, it's all about how easy and fast you can make things. The faster anyone can do it, the cheaper it is for the customer, the more work the mechanic can do. Everybody's happy. With something like this, you know that once you put it onto one bar, or whatever the case may be, you know you are going to get that. It's like everything, you get what you pay for. Yes, there is cheaper versions out there, but they don't do the same thing. So, more videos to come with this baby. If you've got a leak somewhere, you can actually put the whole system under pressure to see where that leak is, because sometimes it's not necessarily that easy to find a leak. Now, if it's a big hole, yes, it's easy. But if it's a little weep, it's very difficult sometimes to actually find it, especially when the system is under no pressure. So with this, you can essentially put the system under pressure. It does all the latest cars with the ABS modules and stuff, some that are an absolute nightmare to bleed. So that's it, people. It's an awesome piece of kit. Now, a thing I actually did forget to mention, which I think is quite important. If you've got all plastic covers underneath your car, and a lot, well, not a lot, but some of the brake lines go on top of the fuel tank, you can't really see them. So with this machine, once you put it under pressure, you will actually be able to see the leak, and you'll be able to see, is it on top of the tank, is it leaking out some of the plastic trims and stuff, and then you can take off trims or whatever you need to take off. But at least this kind of gives you a really good place to start. And you know, a lot of the brake lines on modern cars you can't see, you just can't see them. So with this machine you don't need to see them, because you can see the stuff coming out, the brake fluid coming out, which means you're sorted. You will be seeing this shiny, gorgeous thing a lot more. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to get a name for this baby. So I want people to write down in the description, what should we call her or him or whatever. I'll let you decide. And yeah, that's it, people. Thanks for watching. Hope it helps. All the usual. Don't forget, please like, share, subscribe. Links up here, links down below. But most importantly, don't forget, get your hands dirty. See you for the next one. Sorted.